There's been a ton of talk for it. PGA Tour 2K23 is on the horizon. Let's make a wish list for it starting right now. Off the bat, we have to tackle, and that's updating 2K21 stuff. So let's correct those shot animations like this. We cannot have incorrect shot animations. We can also, this is my biggest pet peeve of 2K21, look at these terrible drop zones. The shot animation is a small minor thing, however the drop zones is really detrimental. If you're playing in a tournament structure and you get an unfortunate drop zone, it can be a make or break on a hole. I mean, ideally you're not dropping anywhere, but we can't have ones where we have to re-tee and play it OB when you're barely missing the fairway. Next big thing is green grids. We need green grids that are uniform across all platforms. PlayStation right now has the best green grids. It does not have ghost breaks like this, which you see. I am playing on the PC console. I also have it on Xbox and PlayStation. I've played it on all three. PlayStation Above and Beyond has the most accurate green grids. A uniform green grid across all platforms would be ideal to having a good cross-platform competitive structure. That being said, we do need a good cross-platform system. Cross-platform is probably the most important thing to today's gaming. You see all of the major games that do well have a cross-platform capability. Seeing this going forward on a PGA Tour 2K23 would bring tons and tons of eyes to the game. Not only would a cross-platform play bring a ton of eyes, a good online competitive gameplay. Currently we have tgctours.com. I'd highly recommend checking it out if you are unfamiliar with it, and I'm sure they will work with 2K23. However, we don't need to have a third party manage this. It can be done in-game. It can be done through the societies. As much as I love TGC Tours, it should be better managed through the game to bring more eyes, more attention to the online competitive esports of golf. Next up, catering more to the casual fan, let's have some more game modes. Divot Derby was a great idea, but an idea is all it really was. The game had already kind of been a decent way into its life cycle. If you were going to buy the game, you were going to buy the game as a casual person. Divot Derby was no incentive to buy the game. But if you go back to the old Tiger Woods games, you can do trick shots. Hey, how fun would it be to skip off the water at Augusta and, do a trick shot like John Rahm? Or maybe you hit one off a rock at Jeremiah. I've seen a shot out there where it hits the green off of the rock. Maybe some speed run challenges, all sorts of different arcade style gameplay would bring more casual viewers to this game. A couple of my favorite game modes were Bingo Bango Bongo, or maybe even Battle Golf, where you take away clubs from each other. To expand further on the game modes, maybe even like moments, kind of how MLB The Show does it. There's a lot of people in that community and they love going and competing those daily, weekly, monthly challenges. I know it's based on a card system, so I'm not sure how it would work in a golf game. Don't really want to have microtransactions and have it be monetized, but I do think there is some room for these moments, recreating Tiger's chip at Augusta on 16, or, reliving some of these magical shots, trying to get Louis, albatross on the second hole. And I know Augusta's not going to be in the game, so it's probably not the best example, but having some of those moments on the PGA Tour is definitely possible. Another cool thing to be had would be a punch shot. Right now we don't really have a punch shot, or really a quote-unquote stinger, if you will. You can de-loft a 3-iron or one of your irons, but it appeals to a lot of people. It's that cool terminology, right? How cool it would be to hit a 2-iron stinger like Tiger 18th tee at Sawgrass or something along those lines. That would be a very cool shot to have, so adding those mechanics into the game would be a cool addition. We do already have some great mechanics in the game, but right now the splash shot is a bit overused and we don't really have a punch shot capability. That being said, I mentioned a 2-iron. We don't have a 2-iron right now. TGC 2019 had a bag all the way up to a 1-iron. We even had woods and hybrids that you could really customize. We took 3 steps forward in 21 and 1 step back, because we do have all these different club modifications where you can get different yardages. However, we did lose a handful of clubs. There is no 2-iron in 21. There is no 1-iron. Not that those are common clubs anymore, and there's only specific hybrids or woods that are still in the game. So having a little bit more customization with your clubs would be a really cool feature. Add those clubs in there, make them hard to hit. A lot of people may experiment and try to use them. Another really key thing is just better graphics. I mean, it's simple and everyone always asks for it year over year for any sports game, any genre, even if it's a shooter. You're looking for better graphics year over year. This game has come a long way from 19 to 21, but it's still, nowhere near Horizon Forbidden West. You see these spectacular games, you see these massive open world concepts built in these incredible graphics. If they could do something like that and implement a course designer mode where we can really let these course designers do some magical work. It already is the best mode and the reason this game has a great replayability. Expand on the course designer, expand on the graphics, and visually this game will look stunning. Last but not least would be ideally have some better communication with the community, better transparency between 2K and the game. We've had a couple of updates in this game. We had a red fast nerf, red fast, a tempo that was being exploited at the beginning of the game was nerfed at a certain point. We really had no knowledge of this other than there was a update on the game and you really didn't even notice it was taking place, and then all of a sudden the whole game was changed. There was no patch notes. There's very little Twitter communication. Occasionally we'll get a tweet about a new course or a good shot. That's all great. Would love to see some more communication from the community. I'm sure they're working on short staff and they're more focused on the next game, but having a few people that are constantly interacting with those that are promoting the game would go quite a long ways. Let's hope it comes out this August. We did hear that leak from Luke Elvey saying it was August. Whether or not that's true,
obviously I'm still the voice of the PGA Tour video game.
Yeah,
it comes out in August.
He's probably not the best one to break that news. We'll look for something official, like we said again, getting some more news on being official. We're all looking forward to it, and let's hope at the very least it's coming out at the end of 2022. Let me know if I missed any big ones. I've played 2019 and 2021 quite a bit. Those are the big, most prominent ones to me that I think that'll make 2023 the best game possible.